Is there any research on the effectiveness of MBSR?
The fact that this curriculum's been around now for about 40 years, it was established at a medical center and is still practiced at that medical center. It's probably the most well-researched curriculum of all the curriculums that are currently being taught. So the answer is yes. And anybody can Google that research and find reams of it. And it's ongoing, and it's changed, of course, because it started out as anecdotal research, and then as the technology evolved, it became, related to brain research and MRIs, et cetera. And so they can really see the changes that happen over this 8 weeks. And it's very interesting that, the 8 weeks and the 2.5 hours is kind of a model that's been used in other curriculums as well that have developed. So there's clearly a great deal of wisdom in that.
What kind of results should people expect who take this class?
What my experience is and what the research shows over the years is that to the extent that whatever is challenging us is a result of the way we're reacting, so that, like we have a tight jaw or it affects our digestive system or stuff like that, and we learn to, relate to the stress differently, that those symptoms could lessen quite a bit or even resolve. But to me, what's even more important is that often at the end of class, students will say, it's not like things have changed that much in my life, but it just doesn't seem like it bothers me as much, which is golden. Finding a different way to relate to the stresses in our lives moves us from kind of being a victim of circumstances to feeling like things might be really bad, but I'm not out of control here, that I know how to meet this.
Yeah, it's really interesting. People will come in with a very specific idea of what they want out of the class. By the 8th week, they realize what they received from the class was something completely different and surprising and valuable, transformative, I would say.
Sure. Before we close, I want to talk about something that we didn't touch on, and that's this incredible community that is created during the 8 weeks. And this often, I just finished a cycle, I know you did too, Jon, and people would say, I was expecting to get benefit, but I wasn't expecting the safety that I felt, the connection that I felt, the support from other people that I felt. And there's something incredibly powerful. Oftentimes we're in school and it's like the teacher is up here and the students are over there, and it's like, just tell me what I need to know. But really, the container is created for us to really explore our lives together and to share what we're seeing, and it creates such a powerful learning community that is really precious. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the beauty and blessing, really, that we're able to teach that and sort of watch that transformation over 8 weeks, 4 or 5 times a year. At least, is quite remarkable. So we hope you'll consider taking the class.
Yes.
There are so many MBSR classes in the city. Why should I take an MBSR class at New York Insight?
So it's true, in New York City, we're so fortunate to have many actually very talented MBSR teachers, and Jon and I are both part of a collaborative of MBSR teachers, and there are great opportunities. What I would say in terms of choosing an MBSR program and choosing a teacher is to find somebody who has meditation practice that kind of predates their MBSR teaching. So that now that mindfulness has become so popular, a lot of people are coming in and training and saying, I need to go on a retreat to become a teacher, rather than people who have long-term meditation practices and really understand mindfulness in our bones, and then teach out of that experience. So at New York Insight, most of our teachers are certified by the Center for Mindfulness, and all of our teachers have decades of meditation practice, including retreat practice. And another thing that I love about teaching here at New York Insight is that New York Insight has a real commitment to diversity, and we want our community here in all of our classes to reflect New York City. And so while that might not always be reflected in our classes, there is a sense that everyone is welcome, that we really try to make a welcoming space. And then another thing I would say is that this is a meditation space and a meditation community, and after MBSR, what people say often is, well, what's next? And you don't have to go far to know what's next here. There's a lot of offerings suitable for alumni, and there are sitting groups, multiple evenings during the day in other areas of the city. It's just a really great place to practice.